Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, everybody. We'll start off with a very short introduction video, and then we'll get into the session.
हे दोस्तों, वेलकम टू अपना कम्युनिटी। ये वो जगह है जहां आप अपने असली पोटेंशियल को एक्सप्लोर कर सकते हैं। देखो, सबके पास स्किल्स होते हैं, पर क्या आपके अंदर वो स्पार्क है जो आपको कामयाबी की ऊंचाइयों तक ले जा सकता है? अगर आप सोच रहे हैं जॉब चेंज करने के लिए, लेकिन रिज्यूमे सेलेक्ट नहीं हो रहा, या फिर इंग्लिश में इंटरव्यू देना थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग लग रहा है, तो फिक्र मत कीजिए। यहाँ हम हैं आपके साथ, आपको सपोर्ट करने के लिए। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगी बेहतरीन कम्युनिटीज, जहां आप अपने प्रोफेशनल स्किल्स को सुधार सकते हैं। चाहे आप एक्सेल, टैली, जीएसटी में माहिर बनना चाहें, या फिर आप खुद एक ब्यूटिशियन या डिजाइनर हैं, तो यहाँ आप अपने काम को शोकेस करके दूसरों को टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स देते हुए आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। अपना कम्युनिटी में आपको मिलेगा मेंटर्स का एक खजाना और बड़े इन्फ्लुएंसर्स का साथ, जो आपको हर कदम पर 1-to-1 गाइड करेंगे। यहाँ आप ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं अपने फील्ड या इंडस्ट्री स्पेसिफिक ग्रुप्स, जहां आपको ऐसे कई लोग मिलेंगे जिनसे सीख के आप वो गलती ना करें जो वो कर चुके हैं। ऐसे लोगों की जिन्होंने स्टार्ट किया था एज एग्जीक्यूटिव्स एंड आर नाउ सक्सेसफुल मैनेजर्स इन देयर डोमेन्स, जो आपको आगे बढ़ाने में मदद करेगा। यहाँ आपको मिलेगा वो सही डायरेक्शन जो आपके करियर को नेक्स्ट लेवल ले जाएगा। तो लेट्स अनलॉक योर पोटेंशियल टुगेदर। अपना कम्युनिटी में ज्वाइन करें और अपने सपनों की ऊंचाइयों तक पहुंचने का सफर शुरू करें।
Awesome. Thank you, people. Thank you all for joining for today's session. My name is Rohan, one of the co-founders of QFirst, which is a mentorship aggregator platform. And we have partnered with Apna for the Apna Exclusives. Apna Exclusives have been running for quite some time, more than a month now. Mainly community engagements that we have been doing on weekdays at 7 p.m. and weekends at 3 p.m. And the main idea of this is to help people, freshers, students, to ideate and advance in their professional careers. And we are currently covering a wide range of topics, be it financial topics, accounting, spoken English, to tech topics like product management and data science. Today we have Syed with us. Syed is a data and applied scientist at Microsoft, and we are going to get into the topics of building a career in data science from scratch. So without much overdue, I'll hand it over to Syed. You can give a very short introduction about yourself and take it up, and we'll take up the questions on the chat box as and when we go.
All right.
And
Thank you
just
so
a small
much.
request to everyone to mute themselves while the session is happening. It's easier for us to have a more seamless and a quicker session. And we'll take up all the questions on the chat box. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rohan, for introducing me. So I'm going to share my screen now. And you please let me know when you can see it.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you all for joining and taking time out. So hi, my name is Syed, and I worked as a data and applied scientist in Microsoft. So today we are gonna walk through, in the session, we will explore what all are the different career paths that are there in the data science and how you can start building your career path, from today onwards, right? Because we see lots of buzzwords revolving around in today's world: data analyst, data scientist, business analyst, and things like that. So today we are gonna dive deep into each of these roles. We're gonna see that how they differ from each other, what all different skill sets are required, and how we can, you can start building your career or take a transition into this data field, which is booming and which is on everyone's lips these days. So this is how my career journey looks like. Currently I'm working in Microsoft. Prior to that, I have worked in Amazon, and I started my career with a company called Tiger Analytics. So all my industry experience is in this particular field. And prior to that, I have done BTech and MTech in computer science and engineering. And I have fortunate enough to have authored multiple research papers in the data science field, which got published in Springer and IEEE. As far as my interest areas are concerned, on the personal front, I love photography. But on the work side, I have predominantly been working on natural language processing and computer vision. So before we kick off, or before we dive deep into any of these topics, right, what all are the career roles and all those things, I want you folks to answer me that what do you guys think is the definition of machine learning? And there's no right or wrong answer, right? Whatever naive way or in your terms, whatever comes to your mind, if you can explain me or tell me that from your point of view, what a machine learning is. Anyone? Please feel free to unmute yourself also if you want to answer, or you can type in.
No one yet to the chat box, but if anyone would like to unmute yourself, please do feel free to unmute yourself. Thanks.
Yes, Anurag? There's no right or wrong answer, right?
It's a subset of AI where a model is trained.
Okay, right. Anyone else who wants to take a shot?
Machine learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence that involves the use of algorithms and statistical models to enable machines to learn from data.
Okay, right. Anyone else who wants to take a shot?
I think, hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I think machine learning is like, any invention made by human being, say computer or any devices, through which we can like learn from the machine, vice versa.
Okay, not quite there, but I got the intent. Yeah. All right, I see that many answers coming in the chat also. So in a very simple word, if I say that what a machine learning is, it is the ability of computers or ability of machines to mimic human behavior. Whatever task that we are very good at doing, if computer can learn and do it on its own without us putting in lots of efforts or without us intervening, then that thing is called machine learning. And if I take it in a more formal way, right, then you will see the definition over here that machine learning is a discipline or subset of artificial intelligence. And over here also many people talked about this, that it is a subset. And in future slide we'll see that what does that actually mean, this particular field being a subset of another field. Then it provides machine the ability to automatically learn from past experience and just predict in future with minimum human intervention. What does that mean? Is that, let's say I wanted to build a machine learning model which is very good at recognizing images of cats and dogs. So its task is that you give it an image, it will tell you that whether that image whether it is an image of a cat or it is an image of a dog. Okay. So what I will do is that if you look at this line that learns from past data and past experiences, what does mean is that when I have to train this model, I have to give it the images and I have to tell it that this image belongs to cat and this image belongs to dog. You go ahead and learn that what is the difference between these images. And I will literally give the computer hundreds and thousands of images of cats and dogs, and it will try to learn that what is the difference. Now, once that learning process is done, then you show that computer a new image, okay, or that model a new image, which it has not seen before. And you ask that model that now you tell me that whether it is a cat or a dog, then it should be able to identify and it should be able to tell whether that image is cat or dog, irrespective of the fact that that particular model has seen that image or not seen that image. It can be a totally new cat which it has not seen before, and it should be able to do the prediction or identification for you without us telling much to the model. So in another way, that these computers, these models, or these machines will do the task which only human would have done before, but now with the power of machine learning, they are able to learn how to do it, and they are able to do either better than human or equal to human. Okay, let's move on. So we talked about how the machine learning is subset of AI. Also, we keep on hearing the words like deep learning. We also keep on hearing the words like neural networks. So let's get a holistic picture that how all of those things are related to each other. So if you look at this Venn diagram, you'll see that artificial intelligence is a superset. Okay, it contains all sort of algorithms, all sort of models which can be used to make a machine smarter, right? And the subset of which is machine learning, which we talked about, right? That machine learning is subset of AI. Then the subset of machine learning is deep learning. And subset of deep learning is neural networks. Now, can you tell me that under which of these category will ChatGPT fall? I'm sure we all must have used ChatGPT here. Can you tell me where does it fall? Under which subset? Anyone? Okay, AI model. See, AI is everything. So we will not consider AI because whatever we do, right, even if we write simple rules that if and else, that will also fall under AI if it is able to, make machines smarter. Okay, I am seeing many answers. Few people are saying machine learning, few people are saying AI. Okay, few people are answering neural networks, deep learning, ML. Okay, so your chat GPT will fall under the case of neural networks because what happens is that it is based on a model called transformer models, and which uses neural network, a very special neural network, to train itself, right? And if the neural network, again, see, if we call AI, then also you're not wrong, because AI is superset of neural network, and if you're calling it ML, also you're not wrong. But if you want to exactly identify that which part of AI does a chat GPT belong to, then it will be neural networks, right? And because all of the architecture is in such a way that it is mimicking human brain, right? One cell is connected to another cell, just like how it is in human brain. And on top of it, we have special things which give ChatGPT so much more edge than a normal model. All right. So moving forward, can you now tell me that what all are the applications of machine learning? And in their day-to-day life, what all are the things that you have experienced or you have interacted with that qualifies for this particular machine learning use case? Okay, face recognition, right? Anyone else? A real world example, that you have been interact, because it is not possible not to interact with AI if you are, using any kind of online services. Okay. Social media optimization, there can be multiple AI in this particular field. Okay. All right, recommendations, yes. Predicting human need, correct. Chatbot is also correct.
Yes,
Sorry, can you repeat?
yes, yes.
Yeah. All right. So these are some of the applications for machine learning which we interact in day-to-day life. So if you are, watching Netflix or Prime Video or YouTube, and then you're seeing on the right hand side, or you're seeing that what to watch next, or if you're shopping on Amazon, and Amazon tells you that if you purchase this item, then you should also purchase this. That comes under recommendation system. You must have seen the news where Tesla is making leaps and bounds on autonomous driving, where self-driving cars are now becoming present rather than it being something of a future. Virtual assistant we use every day. We use Google Assistant, we use Siri and whatnot. We are using Google on day-to-day basis. So search engine is what we use. Face unlock is in the phone, right? Whether it is unlocking just by using camera or it is using any special hardware to recognize your face. And there are literally countless applications because, AI is getting integrated into each and every field, right? So as you have heard that AI and ML is everywhere, right? Everyone is talking about it, and every field and wherever you go in whatever sector, you see that this is the trend, right? So it has certainly become the hottest job on the planet. But I will, not just come and say that, okay, this is there, this is that. I'll try to put numbers to this thing so that you can evaluate yourself that whether is it even worth pursuing the data science or not, right? Before we do that, we will see that what is happening around us, and then we will try to justify these points with some numbers, okay? So the first thing is that the rising demand for skilled professionals, which means that the growth of data has, taken everyone by surprise. And now all the companies and all of these, it does not matter what industry we talk about, they want people who have some sort of skills in the data field, right? Which can extract some information out of data, which can build some model, which can predict something for these companies. Then, because the people are less, the demand is high. So what happens when demand is high and supply is less? That particular asset becomes valuable. So if you are in a particular field where there are few people who have the skill set, then you get significantly more compensation than your peers who are working in some other field and who do not have these skill sets. Then it is an ever evolving field. You have to work on the latest technologies that is available. It's not like that, you learn a couple of skills and you will be working on it for your entire life. Because every day, hundreds of research papers are getting published in the field of machine learning, AI, and data science. So you will be working with all the latest technologies which might not have made mainstream in the world, right? Just imagine the people who were developing ChatGPT. It got released in what, 2022, right? Then the development part of it, they must have been developing it from past 4, 5, 6 years. And to develop such model, you have to work on the latest technologies so that it can support that development. So the technologies which people might not have ever seen, those things are there in the labs, right? And people work on it, we experiment on it, and we are the first ones to get hands on to those technologies. Then diverse opportunities. So can you tell me that which field or which industry AI has taken over? Anyone? So which industry you think that AI is,
I think,
integrated,
hello.
or it is? Yes.
Yeah, I think any department like which related to printing,
Okay.
like people used to do typewriter and all, na, in earlier days. Now
Mm-hmm.
slowly it's replaced by computer. Now
Okay.
and again it's data entry is replaced by AI.
Okay.
So I think anything which related to print,
Mm-hmm.
it will replaced. Will be, I think, that department.
Okay. I'm not necessarily asking replacement. I'm asking that which industries have adopted data science as their day-to-day part of journey. So what the industry which you also talked about, that has also adopted. I see some answers: retail, automotive. Correct. Definitely they have adopted AI in their day-to-day operations. Anyone else?
E-commerce
Any
or
other?
telecom.
Okay, e-commerce, telecom, correct. Manufacturing, definitely. Finance, yes. All right. If I give you short answer, that is all the industries. And why it is important? Because if all the industry suddenly adopts one technology, which have not, by the way, which have not happened before, right? If all the industry is taking up or adopting this one technology or one field, which is data, then what do you think will happen? There will be sudden increase in the demand from all the industries in the world, right? So when there is so much of demand and the demand is coming in, but there are not enough people who basically can fulfill these demands. And why there are not enough people? Because everyone has suddenly adopted the data. They have started seeing the value in the data, and they have adopted the data field, and they have seen that data science can take their company to the next level. If that is the case, that means that there is a huge gap between what is required and what is available. And because of this, whatever points you see over here, that rising skills or what attractive compensation and all of these things, this is one of the driving factors that the more the company adopts, the more job it creates. Okay. But behind this also, there is another thing which is driving all the companies to adopt towards the data science field. Can you tell what that one thing is? And it is called fuel of 20th century. Can you, anyone who knows what that thing is? All the data science is possible because of that one thing.
Digitalization.
Yes. So the answer is that you have the data with you, which is, obviously possible because of digitalization. So companies are sitting on such a huge amount of data. And in all the industries, it does not matter which industry you take, they realize that if we can make use of this data, then we will be able to generate so much insights, and it will benefit them a lot. So the entire driving factor is that we are able to digitally store the data with us. And then only we can do any kind of analysis, right? If data is not there, then we can't do anything. So data is the driving factor, and all the companies collect data. That's why we have lots of companies. And since lots of companies are there, we have all the other things with us, right? So you should understand how it all started. So these are all, talks. I'll just, uh, I want to back these talks with the numbers. Okay. So our first number, I'm gonna throw some statistic and number over here. First thing is that the data science market is expected to grow from 95 billion USD in 21 to 322 billion USD by 26. That is more than 300% growth in one particular field. And again, it ties back because all of the industry is, going back and, using AI and using data. And every one of them have adopted AI in their day-to-day life. AI is not only the game for the big companies, right? It's not the case that only the big fours of the world are using AI. I bet you go and search top 50 startup of India or top 100 startup of the world. 99% of them will write they are using machine learning, they are using artificial intelligence and whatnot. So companies of all sizes are using AI on day-to-day basis. And that means that increase in the demand for data science people or folks who work in data domain. According to US Bureau of Labor, if you look at this number, you'll see that the data science skill is expected to grow by almost 30% by 2026. And that is a huge number for any one field. You will not hear these statistics that, okay, for automotive field, 300% growth is there in a market, or a growth or a job will increase by 20, 30, 40%, right? It is because this field is such a unique position. And about 80% of the firm across the globe are investing into either creating a data science division or taking some sort of consultancy or analytics from other companies which have expertise in this particular domain, right? Now, all of this, why is possible? Because we have data. So let's see some statistics on data. If you see this point, you'll realize that 90% of the world's data is generated in past 2 to 3 years. Just imagine whatever data we had till the year 2021. In 2024, now whatever data we have, the 90% has come from last 3 years. The rate at which we are generating the data, and that is fueling everything around us. If data is not there, we'll not be able to do anything. And if data is there, everything is possible. So the way we are generating the data is the driving force of all the points that we have seen, right? And this you should always keep in mind whenever we are talking about this field, because people were saying back when I started, people were saying that, okay, this is just a bubble and it will burst. But you see today that it has not burst, but it has expanded in such a way that it has created so many job opportunities out there. Now let's talk about what is data science. So data science is an interdisciplinary field which uses processes, algorithms, and systems to extract knowledge and insights from data. I would like you to emphasize on this word interdisciplinary. because all the fields are merged together. You take e-commerce, you take healthcare, you take automotive, you take any of the field, right? This data science applies in all of these places. Okay, and what do? We take the data that we are generating, we extract some knowledge and insight which can help us, the company, or which can help us in a way which is useful to us. Now, data science process includes data collection, data mining, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, visualization reporting. And I want you to memorize these words because we'll come back to it. Slide. Data collection, data mining, you can take photo or you can memorize it, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, visualization reporting. This is what all are the processes in the data science. And these processes opens up new data, the field within data science, where you can build your career. People who are working on each of these process, they have, different designations, and they have, they specialize in different skill set, and they basically build career in different domain. It is from these processes we hear lots of words around us, like data scientist, data analyst, and all those things, but they belong to one of these fields. Okay, and in the next slide, I'll clarify that what career opportunities are open based on what process you choose to be. Then data science basically tries to make an educated guess that what might happen in the future using next-gen technology. And what those next-gen technologies are, they are machine learning, data visualization, natural language query, and cloud, and whatnot. So you use all of these technologies to extract information, to gain insights, and to make or gain some value out of the data that we possess. Okay. Now, industrial use case, we already discussed that the data science is applicable in each and every industry. So I'll just skim through this slide. In marketing, you can use it to identify the success areas, where to make impact. In human resources, you can make some, you can find good candidates, or you can find the people who have, a better, what do you say, intersection with the jobs that you're looking for. Then in sales, you can basically try to optimize your inventory. You can do a target ads. And in finance, you can be better prepared using data, how you can, manage your finances as an industry or even on the personal front. Now coming to the heart of this presentation. So you remember the 5 points that we talked about, the processes which were there in data science? Here are those, right? Data collection, data mining, descriptive analytics, predictive analytics, visualization reporting. Now you will see that how each of these processes opens up the career opportunity for you, and what those career opportunities, what skill sets are required in those career opportunities. Well, if you are working on data collection and in this particular field, you're interested in this, then there is a designation called data engineers who do this, right? If you're working on data mining, then you can be a data analyst or a data scientist. Sometimes the lines are blurry. Some of the organizations, they want people to take multiple responsibilities. So a data analyst or a data scientist could do this. If you're doing a descriptive analytics, then you will be called business analyst. Business analyst is same as data analyst only. I kept these two words because these two are again interchangeably used. So I wanted to specifically highlight that, not to get confused. Okay. If you're more into predictive analytics, then you will become data scientist. And if you love visualization and reporting, then you will be business analyst. So these are the careers that emerge out of the processes that exist in the data science field. And from today onwards, you should not be confused, and you should never be interchangeably using these words. You will not call, person who is doing predictive analytics as a data analyst. You will not call a person who is working in data collection as a business analyst, right? It should be clear in your mind that what all function of data science belongs to what all career roles. And in the next slide, we'll talk about what all skill sets are required for all of these business functions. Okay. So to become data scientist, you should be fluent in machine learning, in modeling, and data exploration. Let's say you are more interested in business analyst, then you should learn or they deal with dashboarding and SQL. Let's say you want to become a data engineer, then you should have a very good hands-on on the big data technologies, and you should know that how the backend of all of these storages works, right? So you should know that how a schema in SQL works, or how these big data technologies are storing the data. All right, and then there is a special field which is called machine learning engineers. So this is about where the software engineer intersects with a data science. Okay, so they are predominantly software engineers only, but they basically go and create tools and services for data scientists. So this role of machine learning engineer is BOM. So they usually build the platform for data scientists, and they are more towards machine learning engineers. So if you are a software engineer, or if you are a data scientist who loves software engineering, then this is a special designation that opens up. But if you are a fresher who wants to get into this field, then you should be focusing on these three things, right? And you should now never confuse after this session that what does a data scientist mean, what does a business analyst do, and what does a data engineer do. You should never interchangeably use these terminologies ever again, because you have now a clear understanding and the skill set diversification that is required for all of these roles. Okay. Now, some common misconceptions. These are the questions or misconceptions which I get on LinkedIn more often than not. First thing is that people just say that, hey, I don't belong to computer science background, or I have not even done engineering. Is data science for me? Well, what was the definition of data science? It was an interdisciplinary field, right? So definitely, computer science is not another name. So data science is not another name for computer science, right? So it does not matter that which field you belong to. You are most welcome in the field of data science. Then people think that, hey, data science and ML and all those things, it is so much dominated by mathematicians, and I don't belong to maths background. Like, what will I even do? So, which is not a true case, right? There might be the few percentage of job that requires mostly research and development, which requires you to have a hardcore mathematical background. But the remaining 95% of the job does not require you to be a renowned mathematician to get into this field. Then if you move, you see that people think that if you want to succeed in the field of data science, then you have to be a hardcore coder. I would go back to first point. That data science is not just another name for computer science. Yes, you require some coding because you are working on computers and machines, but being a hardcore coder is not the necessity, right? Because you want to make sure that you know the basics and that you would be doing just fine. And I must tell you that after all my industry experience, I have not seen, most of my peers, or I would say 90 to 95% of my peers do not belong to computer science background. They're coming from different backgrounds from some other fields where they have not studied computer science, they have not done programming. But if you learn the basics, if you are able to nail down the basics, you will do just fine in this particular field. And even people have the question that that I don't even belong to a technical background. So I'm telling you that I've been mentoring for a very long time. I have mentored people who are into later stages of their careers, right? Ages 45 plus, and who are in, let's say, some other domain, insurance or banking, and they have never ever seen programming. They are willing to make switch into this particular field. They are taking up courses, they are learning it, and they are able to do it. Then I think everyone should be able to do this. Another common misconception is that people think that the domain or the business which they work on is not very important. So let's say that you have become data scientist. Amazing, right? Now you have, you want to basically work on a project on some healthcare sector. So if you don't understand that particular healthcare sector or particular domain where your project is on, you will not be able to build any machine learning model that will be useful to anyone. So understanding the domain or a business is very important, and then only you can solve the problem in that domain when you are able to get through the pain points of what the people are having. So this becomes very important for us to know the domains and business, and then only we start working on any kind of data science project. Another thing that people think is that learning tool is most important rather than learning concept. So people ask me all the time, should I learn Python? Should I learn R? Should I learn everything, Java, C, C++? And my answer is that you're not supposed to master in one of these tools. If you learn the concept, if you know how to add, subtract numbers, then you can do it with any number, right? All of these programming languages, or even in dashboard also, people ask that should I learn Tableau, should I learn Power BI? There's confusion in these things. Even SQL has so many variants, MS SQL, PostgreSQL, and MySQL. What should I learn? Just learn the basic concepts of each of these things. If you have the conceptual understanding, then you can apply it in any language or in any tool. So having in-depth understanding of concept is more important than just learning one tool, right? Or learning 5-6 different tools. It will not help you in interview if you say that I know C, C++, Java, Python, R, and everything. And if they ask you to write a very simple code and you are not able to write in any of the language. I hope you understand this part, because it is true not just for data science. I think it is true for any of the field that you work on or in any learning that you do. Then people think that data science is all about building models, right? And we have seen that there are 3 major bifurcations in the data science field. We have business analysts, we have data engineers, and we have data scientists. Well, no, it's not just about building models. It's about building dashboard also. It's about maintaining your data also. It's about making sure that your models is you are able to explain the output, right? With some good creative visualization. So it's not just about building models. You can choose any of the field you love, which we discussed before, and then you can start building your career in that. So how can you start in this particular domain? Before starting, I would urge you to first do the research on these domains which we have within data science, right? Data scientist, business analyst, data engineer, and whatnot. Do some research, do your homework, try to understand that what all different things. I think we talked about what all different things, but try to understand in a more in-depth manner that what all these roles people do in day-to-day life, and whatever piques your curiosity, you can choose that particular role, because choosing a role is very important in the beginning. Then there are so many courses available online, or there are so many courses which is offered by so many companies out there. I'm sure that Apna would have an amazing data science course. So you can either learn on your own, or if you want a more structured approach, you can enroll in any of these courses. You can even try to go for a master's degree in data. There are lots of PGDM courses that goes on. All the big colleges like IITs and triple IITs, they take up these 1-year courses, classroom courses, and you can try out those things. So the resources are infinite and the opportunities are endless. Then you choose a tool and you choose a language and you just stick to it. As I talked, right, that having the in-depth understanding is far more important than learning 1,000 tools. So you stick to those and you make sure that you understand the concepts. Always remember that tools are just the means for implementation. They themselves you should not have dependencies on just one tool, right? You should have a conceptual understanding. And with these things in mind, I'm pretty much sure that you'll be able to start your career in data science, and you will be able to step into this amazing field which is expanding on day-to-day basis. So I'm open for questions if you have any.
Thank you, Syed. Thank you for the session. There is one question, but people who would like to ask questions, you can also feel free to unmute yourself. The question now currently is, name some books which are good for strong basics of data analytics.
Right. So for data analytics, I can recommend few courses to you. If you are just beginning, then you should take the linear algebra course, which is available on MIT OCW, and it is offered by Gilbert Strang. And also there are some good statistical courses for data science, which is available on Coursera. You can basically go ahead and take those courses also. So any of the courses from any of the reputed colleges like Columbia or Harvard, I think they will give you a very good understanding of basics, and you can start building your stats and your basic analytic skills from there. All right, I see another question. That where can I look for jobs after I have mastered these skills? Right. So what I suggest is that all the freshers who are going to take up these skills, if you are already working, by fresher I mean fresher to data science team or data science domain, right? Let's say that you want to become a business analyst, right? And you have taken up all the courses, you have learned SQL, you have learned the dashboards and all its nuances and everything. and you want to make a switch now. First thing is that if you are getting the opportunity in the company that you are already working on, that is the easiest way to make a switch. You can talk to your managers or the peers out there, say that you have mastered these new skills, which you think will help you advance in the career, and you want to transition into this particular role. And I'm sure that if there are openings in your company, they would be very much supportive of your career transition, and that is the easiest way to take a movement into this particular field. And in your company, if you are able to move, then the tag of data scientist, data analyst, business analyst, or whatever, right, will be with you. Then you can look for jobs outside. If your company is not taking up in this particular role, or not hiring in this particular role, or is not supportive of your movement, then I would say that you make a very strong data profile on the platforms like Kaggle, because those are the platforms which solidify your data concepts against all the people in the world. For example, you are going to tell a company that I have learned machine learning, I can do a very good model building and all those things. But how will a company believe? So are hundreds of other people doing it. But if you say this thing and say that I have a Kaggle profile of Kaggle Grandmaster, then they will listen to you, because not everyone gets to that level, right? Not everyone is hardworking to reach to that particular level, right? So you should participate in competitions. You should participate on these websites which host worldwide competitions to sharpen, not only to sharpen your skills, but also to showcase whatever you have done to the world and to the companies. And if you have those things, then I'm sure companies will respect that, and you will get a call for these openings.
Which platform is best to learn data science for a working professional?
So you can practice. You are asking for courses or for platform?
For both.
Okay, so you can practice on Kaggle. I'll just type in the name. Okay, so it is the platform for data where all the big companies host their competitions. They even do recruitment drives on these platforms, and it is infinite source of data sets to practice, to master your skills. And if you want to learn the data science, and if you want to get into the machine learning field, then I would first suggest, again, the courses which I talked about, right? First, you should go with statistics and linear algebra. And then after that, you can start with any of the machine learning course out there, right? I recommend Introduction to Machine Learning by Andrew Ng. That is one of the most popular courses on Coursera, and you can then take up from there. Okay, any more questions?
All right. I think there's one more. Yeah. What about course available on Udemy?
Yeah, that is also fine. So I'm telling you, right, any reputed company or organization or college that gives you these courses, that is good enough. So the one which I am recommending is my personal choice, because I started my career from there. But anyway, anything available on Udemy and other platforms are also good. But just make sure they are from a reputed college, or the instructor is from a reputed place.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. I have one question. Want to ask your permission.
Yes,
Hi,
please
I'm
ask.
Rohit.
Hi, Rohit.
Yeah. What about the courses which are available on Udemy?
Yeah, I think I just answered that, right? So that is fine. You can take those courses, because the one which I am recommending is my personal choice, which I found that it helped me. And if Udemy, the courses are from good colleges or good professors, then you can definitely go ahead and learn from there.
So what is the parameter and how we identify which course is better? There are
You
lots
should
of
most you should mostly look for that where the instructor belongs to, right? If it is coming from a very good top college, like Berkeley or Stanford and other colleges, right? Then you can make an educated guess that this particular course will be good. And also these courses, there are reviews for the courses also, right? You can go ahead
okay.
and read those reviews. If
Okay.
still you are confused, I would say that you start with the course called Introduction to Machine Learning by Andrew Ng on Coursera. That is one of the good courses that are out there, and I have also
Okay.
started learning from that particular course. But if you
Okay.
want to do your own research, if you want to make sure that if you have, let's say, Udemy subscription or whatnot, you can just look for good colleges, instructors. You can search about them, research about them, and then you can take up their course. That is totally
Yeah.
fine. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What I observed in the Udemy courses, that is rating and the reviews of
Right.
students.
Correct.
Yeah. Because all the professional, working professional are there who had made their courses for the different modules like Python, SQL, and all that.
Right.
Yeah. So most of that I observed their rating and reviews of the students
Yes.
about the.
If it is good, yeah, then you can go ahead and read about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thanks for the answer.
So I have a question, Sayed,
Yes.
that I want to ask. Suppose
Yes.
I'm working into business development, and I want to switch my career into data science. So after completing the data science program from any of the platforms, how to get my first opportunity in data science?
Right. So as I said, right, that you should first look the opportunity within your organization, right? Because that is the easiest way to, make a transition. So you talk to your manager or the hiring manager for that particular role you're targeting. You say that currently you're not in this role, but you have enrolled courses, you have upskilled yourself, you have good projects to show for, right? And also show them that you have good rating on Kaggle. Then, if they are open for positions, then you will transition to that role, right? And it will not be an overnight transition. For some time, you might have to, bear multiple responsibility, your current role also and the role you want to move in. But slowly and gradually, they will start giving you responsibility and you will move to a new role. That is the best case scenario that can happen. But if that is not possible in your company, then you can start applying outside. But before that, make sure that your Kaggle profile is on its peak, right? You have reached to a good level in Kaggle, you have taken part in many competitions, and you have secured good ranks. That will give you also validation that whatever concepts that you have learned, you are able to implement it, and it will also shine in your resume that you are ready to switch. And not only you have just taken a course, but you are able to do implementation in real life, and you have proof for that.
So Kaggle is a platform for the practice as well as it's a kind of competition platform. So where I can improve my skills, right?
Correct. And it will show your rating also, that which rating you are in Kaggle, what is your world rank, and all of those things. You can put those things in your resume because that is the testimony to your skills and understanding.
So companies those are hiring for the data science, they are go through with the Kaggle, right?
Yes. In your resume
They
itself,
go
you will
through
write
the
on top
Kaggle
that.
profile.
Yes. In your resume itself, you can write that you are Kaggle Grandmaster, or you took part in this Kaggle competition. You were top 100, top 500 out of 1 lakh people, something like this, right? So you will showcase and you can boast about your ranks and your Kaggle profile on your resume, and that is one of the good, one of the most renowned things that company will look for.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, that's bang on time. Thank you so much,
Okay.
Syed. Thank you for your time, and to all the participants who have joined, I've shared a link for the feedback form and also a link to Apna Exclusives where you can register yourself and get access to all the recordings, not only of this session, but also the previous sessions. So please feel free to register yourself, and also please request you to fill up the feedback forms, which will help us improvise our sessions better. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.